This box busted on me, so what I did is I just keep it in a Ziploc bag, and I don't ever really use it. I've only used it once, one other time, but I always keep it around because you just never know when you're going to need it. This is kind of the chicken noodle soup for fish, if that makes any sense. The box recommended a tablespoon for every 5 gallons. This is a 120-gallon tank. I didn't do that. So what I did is I added a tablespoon for, I did 6 tablespoons is what I did. And just so you guys know, and we'll see how this works, keeping you guys in the loop. I went and looked at, everybody kept recommending, I think it was Melifax. I went and did some research on it just to figure out what was in it. If you put that in somebody's food, it might kill them. But anyway, that always makes me nervous when I read about stuff like that. But not that my kids are going to be eating any of the fish medication, but it just looked a little toxic, to say the least. And I'd rather go with salt for now and see what happens. One thing I will tell you from experience, that salt right there, I probably want to get that off of that leaf. That, even though it's sitting right there, it might have already caused some serious damage to that leaf. What I've seen in my experience, you can see all these crystals here that they're starting to dissolve. What I've seen in my experience with salt, as far as at least with live plants, is it shocks them. And a perfect example of what it does to the plants is it causes them to dehydrate. It's almost the same effect that you see in your yard if you have grass in your yard and it gets 100 degrees outside and you don't get a lot of rain and you have a drought, and your plants tend to wilt. They tend to shrivel up and get brown. That's what's going to happen with the salt. It'll bounce back. I'm not really worried about the plants at this point. But a little bit of history. I had this lace plant's not booming right now, but at one point it was really booming. I had cut it back, and it was shooting up two buds for flowers on that Madagascar lace, and I put salt in my tank, and that was the end of it. Pretty much nuked it. But I think the salt may help. It definitely helps put chemicals, natural chemicals, in the tank that help feed the immune system of the fish. So we'll see how they do. And it's probably one of the safest things you can use in a community tank, or even in a hospital tank. And guys, I wish I had a hospital tank. I just can't afford it. I got this tank on Craigslist, really, really cheap. This tank was actually a breeder, and it just didn't turn out that way. So the fish I was trying to breed originally just didn't make it. Didn't do that well. You can go see it on the channel. I got this tank in December of last year, so if you go check my videos, you can kind of see the learning experience I had. But just a heads up, appreciate all the feedback and the support, and yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. But 24 tablespoons of salt in that tank seemed very excessive, so I'm just going to go with 6 now, and I might go with 6 a little bit later, and spread it out over time. But it's just the lighting on the blue diamond discus that made them look a little black, I think. They tend to look black if the light hits them a different angle, believe it or not. So I think somebody was concerned about the discus. They tend to turn a shade of gray or black at certain angles. But as you can see, I think they're doing pretty well. Alright guys, well hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the kind words, and see if I can figure this out. And yep, you can have a tank like this and still get a sick fish. So it really makes me wonder. I mean, I went and checked that's a nice thing about doing these videos is you can go and look and see the fish and then try to figure out what went wrong. And the big change that I did was I put the red worms in. So I don't know if that was it or not. So one other thing about salt is salt, once it gets dissolved in your water, it never really comes out. So if you lose water to evaporation, the water evaporates, but not the salt content. So just a heads up, if you siphon out water, of course, the salts do come out. So yeah, I don't know. Still trying to figure it out. But you guys, hey, thanks for watching, and appreciate all the kind words. And maybe one day I'll get it all figured out like this, because this tank is rolling, and these guys are awesome. Beckford pencilfish. But anyway, hey, thanks for watching. See you guys later.